Hello, soul family. After the conversation we had at our live Q&A, I thought that I would make a video about various simple ways that you can use salt to protect yourself from evil eye, from gossip, and from witchcraft. And this will be very, very beginner friendly. So just keep that in mind for my practitioners out there who are more advanced. I would recommend joining us on the Patreon where we go into more advanced or upper level rituals, but this conversation is going to be for my beginners or for my people who need protection rituals that can be done quickly. So ritual number one, especially if you deal with a lot of witchcraft involving your feet, or if you deal with a lot of witchcraft where your roads or your forward movement feels blocked, this is where I recommend working with salt and placing it in your shoes. So for instance, I would suggest for this particular ritual where you want to be able to open your roads as well as protect your roads, I would highly suggest working with multiple types of salt. So you can do pink salt, you can do sea salt, you can do Epsom salt, you can do black salt. You can either take one or more of these and mix them together, or you can use one of these by themselves. And essentially what you will do is pray over that salt. Hold it in your hands, charge it up with your energy, say any prayers you need to say over it, or you can speak any psalms you may want to speak over it, and then place a good amount of that into your left shoe. The left shoe is very good for protection in my personal opinion. Whatever you choose to say over the salt, just make sure that you clarify that it is for your protection from all enemies, known or unknown, and all enemies, whether physical or spiritual. Ritual number two, and you can do this one with regular table salt. So one of the things that I like to do if I feel that there is a very heavy presence around me, where it literally feels like I'm feeling constricted, or I'm feeling watched, or I'm feeling like a heavy energy on me, what I will do is go outside, preferably a little bit away from your home or wherever you are, or you can do this somewhere that you don't even live. So what I like to do is go outside. I like to stand and hold the salt in my left hand. Your left hand is for banishing. I hold the salt in my hand, and what I do is I begin to feel where the energy is most around me, and I will begin to throw salt over my shoulder especially, and then over my head. Put some force behind it, because whatever entity is there is not only going to move because of the salt, but also because of your own ashe, your own chi, your own energy that you are attaching to that salt. So throw the salt over your head, over your shoulders. And what I like to do is walk counterclockwise in a circle. So I basically, as I am throwing the salt over my head and over my shoulders, I turn in a circle to the left. So you're going to turn to the left and make a full circle. The whole time that I am turning, I am throwing salt around myself. So you have essentially created a salt ring, because you're turning in a circle where you are going to sort of bind and banish that energy away from you. So step out of that circle that you have created with that salt and do not look back. The next way that I like to use salt, which also can be done with regular old table salt, is to do a hand wash with salt. If your energy is feeling stagnant, if your money is feeling slow, you can take some salt and wash your hands in cool water. Since we're only talking about salt, that ingredient enough is along with your prayers, your affirmations, your declarations, to cleanse any blockages on your hands or your money. Especially if you have been seeking jobs, but jobs feel blocked from you, you may need to do a hand wash. However, I would suggest also adding other simple things that you may have on hand. You can add things like vinegar. You can add sugar, especially if you're doing this for money. So I recommend doing something like a little sugar, salt, vinegar to cleanse the energy of your hands. You can also do things like lime. The last method or process that I'm going to talk about is a simple way to use salt to protect your name and your energy. If you have a business, you can write the name of your business down. If you want to protect your social medias, you can write the name of your social media handles down. But essentially what you're going to do is write your name up to 9 times, basically between 3 to 9 times, on something like parchment paper or brown paper bag, preferably with something like Sharpie or a black pen. Once you've written your name down and any other protective sigils or crosses or whatever you would like to add onto there, you're basically just going to sprinkle salt all over that piece of paper. and you're going to like shake. You can shake the salt around on that paper. You can move it around with your hands, everything. The idea is that you're cleansing the energy around your name and also removing any stagnant energy or gossip that may be attached to your name or to your social medias or to your business. And for best results, it should be a pretty decent amount of salt poured on that paper. Like, don't be stingy with the salt, okay? Once you have done that and you feel like the energy is good, you've shifted a bit of the energy, you can pour the salt that you use down the toilet. You can burn the piece of paper. And as you burn the piece of paper, you can also say any additional prayers that you would like to say or speak to the universe or to your divine source. So I just wanted to make this quick little video about some simple protection techniques. Trust me, they work. I use them when I am in a pinch, when I need to do things very quickly. I suggest that you make these rituals your own. Like, add whatever you feel called to add to these rituals. You can write out a psalms and also place that in your shoe along with the salt. You can add the sugar, the honey, or the vinegar to your hand wash. You can add protection oils to the clearing work that you do over your name. Whatever it is, make these rituals your own because magic is always going to be unique to you. These are just starting points. If you need a one-on-one session to figure out what you should be doing specifically in your spiritual situation, then that is where I recommend booking a reading with me. Or also joining us on the Patreon, where we talk about so many of the questions that people had at the Q&A last night. People who are on the Patreon were already up to date with a lot of those topics. So please feel free to join us on the Patreon if you are ready to go deeper into spirituality. And also if you are ready to begin practicing spiritual work, because we do rituals every single week. Peace, power, and protection to every viewer of this video. There will be a link to the Patreon and readings in the comments below. Ashe.